I choose Kate. King Charles stuns Camilla. The hidden truth behind the crown revealed. Hello, dear viewers following our channel. Welcome to a space of secrets, silent scandals, and untold backstage stories about the British royal family. Here we don't just stop at the glamorous photos or the impeccable smiles shown to the public. We will dive deeper into power struggles, hidden conflicts, and shocks that shake an entire dynasty that seems invulnerable. And today, a real bomb has been detonated right at the heart of Buckingham Palace. I choose Kate. King Charles shocks. Camilla, yes, you heard that right. A statement that might have seemed like a private remark has resounded and quickly spread, becoming the epicenter of a royal upheaval. It not only hurts Queen Camilla's pride, but also exposes a greater truth. Deep cracks within the Windsor family regarding power loyalty and the future of the British monarchy. This is not simply a quarrel in the royal court between the king and queen. It is a sign of instability, covert battles to gain influence during the generational transition of the royal family. And above all, it raises an extremely thorny question. Is the British monarchy still strong enough to face the new era? To better understand this rising undercurrent, we need to review the three key figures shaping this story. First, King Charles III, a man who has fought his entire life for recognition, but has always been overshadowed by the immense legacy of the late Queen Elizabeth II, a king representing the past tradition and reform efforts amid turmoil. Next is Queen Camilla, the most controversial figure in the current royal family, who has had to overcome decades of criticism to earn the title queen. But now she faces the risk of being sidelined by her own husband. And finally, Princess Kate, a symbol of modernity, elegance, and the new hope for the monarchy, especially in the eyes of the British public. So what happened? According to backstage sources during a private meeting, King Charles openly expressed unreserved support for Kate Middleton, calling her the ideal face to continue maintaining the monarchy's dignity and friendly image in the 21st century. A statement that sounds simple, but to Camilla, it was like a knife stab straight into the position and power she has struggled to build. Why did Charles choose Kate instead of maintaining traditional balance? Is this a clever strategy to bolster the public's wavering trust, or does it signal a silent civil war gradually erupting within the royal family? Is Kate Middleton the woman who entered the palace as a commoner, gradually becoming the trump card in a harsh and unforgiving power game? All these questions we will unravel together in today's video. But first, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications to not miss any thrilling backstage stories about the British royal family, where behind the glamour are secrets that stun the world. To understand why King Charles's statement, "I choose Kate," caused such a shock, we need to look back at his role and character, not just as a husband, but as a monarch carrying the future of an entire institution on his shoulders. King Charles III, the man who endured the longest wait for the throne in British history, is not merely a symbol of succession. He is a figure steering the British royal family through its most turbulent phases. From Prince Andrew's sex scandal that caused the monarchy's reputation to plummet disastrously to the endless crises with Harry and Meghan, King Charles constantly faces fierce waves of criticism from both the media and the public. In that context, Charles is forced to choose the path of a cautious reformer, preserving traditional values while modernizing to ensure the monarchy doesn't become a relic out of place in the new world. In terms of personality, Charles is a deeply contradictory figure, profound but sometimes extremely sensitive to public attacks. He is renowned for his dedication to environmental issues and charitable projects, but also very astute in grasping societal shifts, especially in the digital media era, where a small scandal can topple an image built over decades. That's why it's no surprise that Charles sees in Kate Middleton an invaluable asset for the monarchy. To him, Kate is not just the wife of the heir Prince William, but a living symbol of stability, dignity, and public adoration. In a royal family suffering too many wounds, Kate's image, simple yet exuding regal elegance, is the bridge between a glorious past and a hopeful future. Charles understands that to protect the legacy he has just inherited, to strengthen the wavering trust in the hearts of the people he needs, faces like Kate more than ever. And that is why the declaration, "I choose Kate," carries more layers of meaning than a mere compliment. It is a strategy. It is a power statement. And for some in the royal family, especially Camilla, it is a cold warning that the times have changed, Camilla. the woman once considered the other woman who somehow ascended to the throne with the title of queen. Camilla's story is far from simple. She was not born to be a queen, nor was she loved by the British public from the start. Camilla was seen as the dark shadow that broke the legendary marriage between Charles and Princess Diana. The woman dubbed the Princess of the People's Hearts. For decades, she lived under suspicious gazes, whispers, and scrutiny from the public, the media, and even the elite, yet she stayed. Camilla quietly did her work, accompanying Charles, engaging in charitable activities and serving as a steadfast support. When Queen Elizabeth II expressed her wish for Camilla to be called Queen Consort before her passing, it was not just a title endorsement. It was a weighty approval from the most powerful woman in Britain. But the shadow of the past has not let her go. Camilla, though, Queen, cannot escape harsh comparisons to Diana, the symbol of kindness and tragedy, and now to Kate, the perfect model Britain expects for the monarchy's future. The contrast is too clear. Kate is younger, more beloved, with a humble background, yet welcomed as a new era princess. Meanwhile, Camilla, despite relentless efforts, is often seen as an interloper rather than the center. It's not hard to imagine Camilla's mindset upon hearing Charles say, "I choose Kate." To her, it was not merely a gesture of favor toward her daughter-in-law. It was a dangerous signal that she is gradually being replaced, gradually pushed to the sidelines in the very dynasty she fought her whole life to enter. She lost her position once because of Diana. Could it now be because of Kate? This question will lead us to the deepest part of the story, where titles, public affection, and even the throne are no longer certain for anyone. And now the spotlight turns to another figure who in just 2 decades has completely transformed the British monarchy's image in the public's eyes, Princess Kate. Kate Middleton's story is like a modern fairy tale. A girl from a middle-class family living in a modest suburban home who stepped into a royal world cloaked in thousand-year-old traditions. But what makes Kate different is not just her marriage to Prince William, it's the way she has shaped her role, always elegant, never causing scandal, and most importantly, maintaining a solid connection with the heart of the British public. In a royal family shaken by scandals, controversies, and the departure of younger members, Kate emerges as a symbol of stability and modernity. She represents a new generation, respectful of tradition, but also understanding the value of gentleness, compassion, and closeness to the people. From campaigns on mental health and children's education to attending the most solemn ceremonies, Kate always appears polished and emotional, like a bridge connecting the monarchy's past with its future. To King Charles III, Kate is not merely a daughter-in-law. She is the ideal daughter-in-law, someone he has repeatedly praised publicly in the media. Charles, who deeply understands the power of image in the media age, sees in Kate a vital factor for the monarchy's revival. No controversies like Harry and Meghan, no lingering wounds like those from Diana's time. Kate brings to Charles's reign a fresh breeze, steadfast, likable, and full of promise. So when Charles uttered the words, "I choose Kate," it was not just a personal acknowledgement. It was a declaration to the entire nation that he is betting the monarchy's future on this woman. A strategic choice, a gamble that, if successful, could ensure the monarchy's existence for generations to come. And then what was bound to happen, happened. According to a source close to Buckingham Palace, said to be a guard present, in the room that day, a confidential strategy meeting was held in the famous West Drawing Room. The main goal was to discuss the next steps to strengthen the British monarchy's image, in a context where public trust was being severely eroded after a series of scandals involving Prince Andrew and the relentless attacks from Harry and Meghan across the Atlantic. In a room covered with rich red velvet carpets, with portraits of past kings hanging solemnly on the walls, the atmosphere was heavy, as if everyone knew today would not be an ordinary meeting. Seated at the head of the table was King Charles III, his face tense, hands resting on a prepared strategy dossier. Around him were senior advisors, some close royal family members, and in the seat next to him, Queen Camilla. The air was still silent until Charles stood up, adjusted his jet-black suit jacket, and began to speak. According to the guard's account, Charles initially emphasized the importance of redefining the monarchy's image in the eyes of the public, stressing the need for a symbol that is stable, elegant, and likable, especially to the younger generation. And then, without warning, Charles dropped the sentence that shook the entire room. "We need a face that can represent the future of the British monarchy, and to me, the most ideal person for that role is Catherine, Princess of Wales. She is not only an exemplary wife, a devoted mother, but also an inspiring role model. Kate is the future of the monarchy. A sudden silence enveloped the room. All eyes turned to Camilla, who sat motionless, lips tightly pressed, her gaze seeming to lose direction for a few seconds. Throughout that nearly 3-minute speech, Charles did not mention her, not her role in holding the monarchy steady during years of crisis, not the charitable activities she tirelessly pursued. Only Kate, the name repeated like an unapologetic declaration. The source said that after the meeting ended, Camilla left the room without saying a word. Her face was so tense that another guard had to open the door for her in absolute silence. But the story didn't end there. About 20 minutes later, the sound of an argument, suppressed but still sharp, echoed from a room within an area reserved for royal family members. One of the inner advisors confirmed it was a private exchange between Charles and Camilla, and it was not gentle at all. Though the specific content has not been revealed according to a guard standing nearby, Camilla raised her voice with phrases like, "being overlooked, deliberately ignored, and I am not Diana's shadow, and I am not Kate's either," uttered in a tone of utmost anger. Clearly, this was no longer a simple husband and wife conversation. This was a confrontation between two powers in the royal family, the one who fought to step onto the throne and the one quietly being prepared for the throne of the future. Less than an hour later, rumors began to leak outside, despite the royal family's efforts to keep it secret. And like an undercurrent, people started whispering, is Camilla's reign beginning to fade? Has Kate Middleton, the perfect daughter-in-law, now become the real trump card in the power game? The question now is no longer just what Charles said, but why did Charles choose this moment to say it, and what consequences it will have for those involved. First, let's talk about the importance of Princess Kate. Since Harry and Meghan abandoned their royal duties and moved to America, leaving behind an unprecedented media earthquake, and with Prince Andrew sinking deep into a shocking sex scandal, Kate Middleton is almost the only steadfast shield protecting the British monarchy's image. She not only upholds moral standards and dignity, but also maintains the public's love, a priceless asset in an era when trust in the monarchy is declining. In the eyes of the people, Kate is not just the Princess of Wales. She is a symbol of stability, a friendly face that makes the monarchy seem less distant, less outdated. And in Charles's eyes, Kate is the crucial chess piece to protect the monarchy's future, not just through her beautiful image, but through a logical continuation for the era after him. That's why declaring that Kate is the future of the monarchy is not just a polite compliment. It's a strategy, a signal sent to the entire Britain that the monarchy is not just relying on the past to survive, but has a clear plan for the future. But every action has its price for Camilla. That declaration was nothing short of a direct punch to the position and efforts she has built over 2 decades. Let's not forget, to be able to step onto the throne, Camilla had to endure years of being vilified by the British media and public labeled the other woman the one who destroyed Diana's happiness. It took years of doing charity, keeping a low profile, and staying by Charles's side in the darkest moments for Camilla to gradually be accepted, a fragile acceptance, always contending with memories of Diana in the public's hearts. Yet in just a few short minutes, Charles turned all the spotlight onto Kate, a younger, scandal-free, unblemished figure, and by default pushed Camilla into the shadows. That is a pain that cannot be put into words. Behind the scenes, some sources even say that Camilla feels betrayed by the man she gave up her entire life to stand beside. She was not only forgotten in that significant moment, but was forced to watch Kate, someone loved, without much effort, be given the trust that she has never truly received. As for Charles, is this simply a moment of impulsiveness or a carefully calculated move? It can be seen that Charles, who was once criticized as outdated, less savvy with the media, now understands that in the age of social media, image has more power than any explanation. And Kate's image, with her warm smile, happy family, and unblemished record, is the most valuable insurance card the British monarchy currently holds. Some royal experts believe that Charles may have deliberately pushed Kate's image to the forefront to further solidify the foundation for his reign and further for Prince William's reign in the future. However, the price to pay is Camilla's hurt, a hurt that is not easily mended. The question now is, will Camilla yield, silently enduring as she has done for many years? Or this time will that crack grow so large that it cannot be healed, bringing consequences that the entire royal family cannot foresee? Throughout her life, Camilla has been used to standing in the shadows, yielding the spotlight to others. But this time, the sense of threat creeps deeper than ever. Some sources say that she has begun to suspect that Charles is gradually pushing her out of the light, intentionally. Could it be that with the public praise for Kate, Charles is quietly preparing a new image for the monarchy, a monarchy where Camilla is no longer the center? That insecurity is not just from being overlooked in one moment. It comes from a deeper fear that after all the sacrifices, struggles, and endurance to gain the position she has today, Camilla may once again become superfluous, remembered by history only as a faint chapter in the story of Charles and Kate. Meanwhile, on the other side, Kate, the one unintentionally at the center of this storm, is trying to maintain a neutral stance. Some describe Kate as uncomfortable in the days following that event. No statement has been issued from the Princess of Wales's office. No triumphant smile, no gesture showing that she is enjoying the public favor from King Charles. In Kate's heart, there is perhaps a keen understanding each compliment directed at her could also be an invisible knife stabbing into Camilla, the stepmother of her husband and also a part of the family. Outside the palace, the public and media immediately erupted in fierce waves of debate. Tabloids ran bold headlines: Charles chooses, Kate new strategy, or betrayal of Camilla. Social media split into clear factions. One side praised Charles for seeing the true value in Kate, whom they consider the only hope for the British monarchy. The other side expressed sympathy for Camilla, believing she deserves more respect after all she has quietly contributed to the royal family over 2 decades. Some comments even dug up the painful past of Charles, Diana, Camilla with suggestive lines. History is repeating itself. And this time Camilla is the one hurt. It cannot be denied that whether Charles intended it or not, he has dropped a media bomb right at a time when the royal family cannot afford more cracks. A bomb named "I Choose Kate." Looking back at the history of the British royal family, we see that internal competition has never been rare. Hidden behind the glamorous exterior and smiles for the public, there have always been silent rivalries, sometimes more brutal than any war. Remember Queen Elizabeth II and her sister, Princess Margaret. One bore the responsibility of the nation forced to follow strict rules. The other craved freedom, passionate about a liberated life. That difference created years of tension between the two sisters, though outwardly they maintained an appearance of unity. Deep down, Princess Margaret always felt left behind by Elizabeth's unattainable halo, or the story of Diana and Camilla, the wound that has never healed in the royal family's memory. In the global spotlight, Diana was the icon loved by millions, while Camilla was seen as the other woman despised by all. The rivalry here was not just about Charles's love, but a fierce tug of war over public affection and historical position. Closer to the present, the silent confrontation between Harry, Meghan, and William, Kate. One side chose to leave the royal family, accusing it of injustices. The other stayed, continuing to bear responsibilities, maintaining a stable image. That war not only tore the Windsor family apart, but also laid bare irreconcilable conflicts for the world to see. From these historical slices, it can be seen. The nature of the British royal family has always been a dual stage. On one side, they perform unity, the beauty of tradition. On the other, behind the scenes, silent rivalries over public affection and power roles play out every day, every hour. And this time, the confrontation, if it can be called that, between Camilla and Kate is not merely a personal conflict. It is a battle for the right to represent the future of the monarchy. Camilla, the symbol of recovery after scandals, always strives to prove that she is worthy of the position she has gained. Kate, the embodiment of elegance and modernity, is the bridge to a new generation, a generation the monarchy is desperately trying to win over. Therefore, although on the surface everything is still maintained with an appearance of calm, every glance, every heart in the royal family silently understands. The future belongs to the one who captures the public's heart the most. And after Charles's shocking declaration, "I choose Kate," that balance, when he said bam, seems to have tipped. Why does Charles favor Kate so much? It can be said that Kate is the one capable of connecting and fully capturing the public's heart. The affection for her is not just because of her elegant beauty or fashion style, but because of her excellent media handling, her ability to communicate with the people, and especially her role as the mother of 3 heirs, George, Charlotte, and Louis. In a royal family full of tensions and controversies, Kate is the symbol of stability and trust, a role model that many believe the monarchy needs to regain its prestige in the public's eyes. Compared to Camilla, everything becomes even clearer. Camilla, though she has tried to win public affection and affirm her role as queen, still carries the burden of the past, the controversies with Diana, the doubts about her relationship with Charles in the past. Kate, on the other hand, does not bear the weight of historical blemishes. She is a simple woman coming from a middle-class family, and this very fact increases her appeal. Kate carries no complex relationships, no noisy stories surrounding her, but instead an image of purity, approachability, and readiness to support the community. With all this, Kate seems to become the strategic card that Charles cannot overlook. In the context of the royal family facing scandals and relentless criticism from public opinion, especially about Harry and Meghan as well as conflicts from the past, Kate is the brightest image the monarchy can hold on to. It can be said that Charles is placing Kate at the center as a way to strengthen public trust in the monarchy and to show the people that the monarchy can still stand strong even in the most difficult times. Perhaps this is a clever strategy, as Charles realized that if there is no change, if there are no new symbols fresh and untainted by the past, the monarchy will not survive in an era where the public questions everything from politics to family. But could it be that Kate will truly become the one to replace Camilla in the future? And will Camilla accept her role in the future, or will she strive to reclaim that spotlight? We will still have to wait for the next developments in this highly dramatic story. The challenge for Camilla, though she has officially become queen, her path is far from easy. She not only has to face a controversial past, but now must confront endless comparisons with other women in the family, especially Diana and Kate. Diana, who passed away in tragedy, but is still ever present in the public's hearts, is a shadow Camilla can never overcome. Diana is the symbol of affection, while Camilla, though queen, still has to fight to prove herself. Diana was not just a wronged wife, but a standard that the public always compares Camilla to. While Diana was a woman who loved the public, Camilla, despite her efforts, cannot erase that image in the eyes of many. And now Kate appears as a new rival, not in Charles's affection, but in the role of a symbol. Kate easily captures the public's hearts with her elegance, stability, and strong influence in her role as a devoted mother and wife. The connection between Kate and the public further pushes Camilla back. Moreover, Camilla's position in the family and in the public's eyes is increasingly unstable. As queen, she has power, but she cannot fully capture the public's affection like Diana and Kate. It seems she is always covered, always having to defend her position. This is no small challenge for anyone, and especially for Camilla, who has spent so much time and effort to achieve what she has today. Camilla's psyche is surely not at ease. She may feel isolated, especially when Charles, who was once her greatest support, now shows so much attention to Kate. Though she may not express it publicly in private exchanges in late-night moments at the palace, does Camilla not feel the change in Charles's attitude? Perhaps she feels she is no longer the most important person in Charles's life, but instead Kate, the one Charles may see as the ideal successor, not just in the family, but in the public's eyes. All these challenges force Camilla to constantly face insecurity. The comparisons with Diana and Kate may make her feel a loss of trust from Charles, the man she once trusted and relied on to survive in the royal family. Can Camilla remain steadfast in her role, or will she continue to face greater storms in her royal life? King Charles's declaration to choose Kate has caused a shockwave everywhere, not only because of its shocking nature, but also because it has revealed the simmering tensions among the key members of the royal family, Camilla, Kate, and Charles. These three figures have become the center of a clear power struggle right at Buckingham Palace. This event is not just about a statement in a royal meeting, but reflects a complex picture of power relationships, loyalty in each person's position in the royal family, and this has shown a side of humor. No, the British monarchy is not just a glamorous symbol of power and wealth, but a power arena full of silent rivalries that only those involved truly understand. So the big question now is, will Kate become the uncrowned queen of the monarchy, with influence stronger than even Queen Camilla in the future? And what will Camilla do to protect her position when she feels threatened by Charles's favor toward Kate? Or is Charles risking the unity of the royal family when these internal tensions could crack the monarchy's image in the public's eyes? These are the questions we need to find answers to, as the future of the British monarchy may be shaped by the choices and reactions at this moment call to action. So what do you think about this situation? Is Charles right in choosing Kate, Or is this just an internal drama exaggerated by the media? We really want to hear your thoughts, so don't hesitate to share your opinions in the comments section below the video. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications to not miss other exciting royal stories. We will always bring you the latest, most in-depth information about the lives, the secrets within the royal palace. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. See you in the next video with dramatic and surprising royal stories.